Welcome to Vacations for Canadians, the podcast. We've got the experience and expertise to help you travel smarter, dream bigger, and make your next vacation unforgettable. Now let's talk about it. I'm your host, Teena Dowd, owner of Vacations for Canadians, and I am so excited to launch this podcast created by travel experts who truly live and breathe the world of cruising, Disney adventures, and unforgettable land vacations.
And I'm Linda. I'm usually behind the scenes, but today I'm thrilled to join Teena as we launch this podcast out into the world. You're probably wondering, why a podcast? Teena, why are we doing this?
Well, I love a good podcast, especially the ones where you actually learn something and walk away inspired. And I really felt like I could add something to the space by sharing my years of firsthand travel experience and knowledge with our clients and the wider travel community, plus the best insider tips, honest advice, and yes, a few laughs along the way.
So we're going to be chatting cruising, sunshine, champagne, so to speak, all the good things.
Not necessarily. I feel like we can get real. I want to share the good, the bad, and the ugly and share with you guys my honest feedback.
I love that. So I know that you just came off 4 cruises and 2 of them were inaugurals.
Yes, they were. And for those of you who don't know what an inaugural sailing is, it's usually the first sailing of the ship. It could be the first sailing in a certain location, or it's the first sailing in general. Sometimes these sailings are media and agents only, or sometimes they're invited out to the public.
That's really cool. I haven't got my invite yet, but that's okay. I'll wait for the next one.
I'm sure in time, Linda.
So you were one of the first people to experience both the Star Princess and Celebrity Xcel. And we actually had 4 of our team invited on the Xcel sailing. So I guess one of the benefits of being an industry leader is you get to do all these cool things.
Absolutely. And I'm actually really proud of this. Our team has worked really hard to build these relationships. When suppliers invite us to these inaugurals, it's because they recognize our work and know the clients we serve can benefit from our expertise. So I don't take these opportunities for granted. Stepping on board means that we can bring back real insight for our clients.
And I know we have great relationships with our partners and our suppliers. And, we're in touch with them all the time. And we have some great suppliers of the month coming up for 2026 and some really cool things like this podcast. But let's get to the good stuff. What can people expect when sailing on these 2 ships that you did the inaugurals on? What'd you love? And what tips do you have for us?
Let's start with the Star Princess. So first of all, I feel very fortunate that I was able to check out both these brand new ships. They were both amazing. We did have a cabana mini suite on the Star Princess, which I wasn't sure we were going to use the cabana. We loved it. It was great. Lots of extra space to spread out. But we also had the suite amenities. So the Sanctuary Club on the Star Princess is their equivalents to suites. And so we were invited into the Sanctuary Lounge and the restaurant. And we used all of this with no shame. We also had Princess Premier, which is the unlimited specialty dining, casual dining, Wi-Fi tips, gratuities, basically everything that you need to make a great cruise. The ship itself was stunning. So many things to do, as Princess always is very good at. But to my surprise, they had Sunday football at the pool, the Grand Prix race in the Dome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'm a big sports lover, so that was pretty great for me to be able to spend some time watching sports while I was enjoying the sunshine on this beautiful new ship. We spent a lot of time in the Sanctuary Club. And Linda, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you about the sun deck. So on the very front of the ship is the Sanctuary Club's pool. It's adults only and a great place to just lounge or swim or float with your favorite drink.
Nice.
Every night before dinner, we would go to the lounge, have some wine. There were some vocal duels in there singing. It was really, really lovely.
Sounds magical.
It totally was. Then we would go for dinner in our exclusive restaurant for the Sanctuary Club. Fantastic meals. I can't say enough. After dinner, we would typically go to listen to some live music in the piazza, or see a comedy show, or just sing some songs in the piano bar.
I know you've got a great singing voice.
I don't know about that, but I did have such a good experience and actually just booked my daughter and her fiance on the Sun Princess, which is the sister ship, also in the Sphere class, for her honeymoon. So that gives you an idea of how much I enjoyed it, because I'm sending my daughter on a very similar experience.
For sure. That's can you adopt me? Um, so those spa, suite amenities are really awesome. What about the people like me who maybe aren't going into those suites? What's amazing about this ship that's going to be great, even if you don't get into that suite like you did?
Oh, well, the ship itself is stunning. They have the grand piazza in the middle of the ship where they're having daytime events. They have the dome, which they're always running events at night, usually some live acoustic singing. There's the pool deck, which was stunning. Just a lot of things to do in true princess fashion.
That's awesome. Was there anything you didn't love about the ship, or maybe, give them some little tips for making their next ship a little better?
Absolutely, there's always something I don't love. So they have two really good restaurants for casual dining, and we use those for lunches. We went to O'Malley's and Alfredo's Pizza, which both are great food, but we had to wait in line each restaurant each day. And one day we waited almost an hour to get into Alfredo's. So that was pretty inconvenient.
Yeah, I wouldn't love that. When I get hangry, it's just not a good thing.
Yeah, same here.
So, do you want to talk about the Xcel?
I do. So I was in a full-on sky suite on the Xcel. You can't get any better than this. Basically, the suites give you a golden ticket to the retreat. The retreat is really in its own class. It's a ship within a ship. So you get the benefits of being in this amazing suite with all of these great amenities, the lounge, the sun deck, Lumine exclusive restaurant. And you also get to go out into the regular part of the ship and enjoy all of their amenities. So really, it's the best of both worlds. You have a butler. It's personal, but it's not pretentious. The rooms are absolutely stunning, bright, lots of modern amenities with natural light. The bathroom was huge, had a makeup area and a full bathtub. And this is not my first time sailing in a suite on Celebrity. I've done it many times, but they've definitely outdone themselves in this retreat.
Nice.
There's so much more that makes this ship extraordinary as well. I love the Grand Plaza with the martini bar. They have live shows there at night. That tends to be where we hang out a lot of times. And on the specific sailing we were on, they had the World Series. So they agreed to play the game on the rooftop garden, which was really cool, to just sit on the grass under the stars and watch baseball.
That sounds lovely. I just came off our team cruise, which was on a Celebrity ship. And I have to say that martini bar and like the show the bartenders do is definitely something you don't want to miss. So that was probably one of my favorite parts of our sailing.
For sure.
But again, was there anything that disappointed you about the Xcel, or you want them to fix for their next ship?
Yeah, they can fix it for this ship, in my opinion. They took away my Spa Café. Linda, you've sailed with me. That is my go-to place for lunch and breakfast.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely my favorite place to eat lunch with the chicken salad, the tuna salad. Oh my gosh, it's just so good.
So good.
They also took away my favorite specialty dining, which is the rooftop garden grill, and they've replaced it with Bora. Now, I didn't get a chance to try Bora, but I am getting back on the ship in March, so I will be getting in that restaurant, and maybe it's better. I'm going to reserve judgment on celebrities just yet.
I agree. I loved the Spa Café. I had smoothies and I felt healthy, which offset my extensive dessert eating and gluttony that happened for the first few days. So when I discovered that, I was a pretty happy girl too. And we talked a lot about food. I think that clearly we all like to eat. But what other type of entertainment was there on the ships? Was there shows, or what kind of cool stuff did they do?
Yeah, so on this ship, they built out the second level on the club, and it's full of games, which looks like a lot of fun. They had pool tables, darts, foosball. They had a photo booth with a secret speakeasy that you can get into. So I didn't get a chance to try a lot of this because we were on and off the ship in about 48 hours, but we will be going back in March and definitely testing out this space.
And I heard do they have some retro games on there like Pac-Man and stuff, or am I mistaken?
No, I think you're right. I took a video. I'd have to go back and double check, but I do believe there was some games on there.
Oh my God, that would bring me back to my youth and many hours spent, but this time I could have a cocktail in my hand, so I think it'd be time well spent.
For sure.
But kind of moving on. So this is the kind of insider perspective that I think people are going to be able to expect on this podcast. And one of the things I wanted to talk about with you is like cruising experience. When we say that we have a lot of cruising experience in our agency, we're not kidding. So I have a really cool fun fact. So I talked to our team of 8 agents, and all together, Teena, do you have a guess? Do you know how many cruises they've taken together? Like not taken together, but all together cumulatively, how many cruises?
We have taken a few together too, Linda.
Well, that's true. I mean, we do like to hang out outside of work, but can you guess how many cruises cumulatively our team of 8 have taken?
Honestly, I can't even imagine because we all have the travel bug and that's why we're all here. So why don't you tell me?
Okay, so it is over 200 cruises combined.
Wow.
And they've visited over 250 destinations. So when you say we know travel, you're not kidding.
I'm actually not surprised by that.
It's crazy to me because I'm new to cruising. So I used to be like anti-cruise, which is kind of ironic in hindsight. So I was like, never getting on a cruise. You can't pay me enough to get on the cruise. I pictured like being a little kid watching Love Boat. And, that was kind of my vision of what that was going to be like. But then I started working here and I was like, well, I guess I need to go on a cruise. And I had a million questions. I had concerns. I had things to plan. And of course, I went to all of our expert agents and they all helped me out. But it's funny, the little things. So like I go on and on about this, and Teena will attest to this, that I was so miffed that I didn't bring a cute pair of high heels to wear for the entire trip because I was so sure that I was going to be like rocking back and forth and trying to keep my balance. I was like, I need flat, solid shoes. And so I did not look cute in my dresses the whole time. And I was constantly annoyed by that. And my next cruise, I did bring some heels, but I'm now addicted to cruising. I honestly don't think that I would do an all-inclusive again. And before I would have said the opposite. But for those that, a newbie, obviously all this information is great, but for somebody that cruises or travels frequently, what do we bring to the table with this podcast? Why, if they think they know it all, what can you tell them that they don't know?
Well, I've been traveling pretty much all of my adult life and more recently, a lot of cruising. It's definitely my passion. It's what inspires me. And funny story, it's how I got into the industry. Because I went to my husband and told him I wanted to travel more, and he challenged me to figure out how I was going to make that happen. So here we are, 75 cruises later for myself alone, and many land trips on top of that. Every trip has taught me something, and I carry all of those experiences close to my heart.
So I mean, I'm always blown away. You share your pictures and your videos with our marketing team here, and I'm like constantly having FOMO and being jealous, and we've got a team that travels all the time. So I'm really excited about, the people that we're going to bring on to this podcast and the experiences we're going to share with people and hopefully inspire them to have their best trips ever. But I have to ask you this question, and you probably get it a lot. What's your favorite trip?
Well, I've learned to flip the script on this one because honestly, I could not answer you even if I wanted to. So when people ask me now, I ask them what types of experiences speak to them, why they want to travel, what inspires them. And then I'll share a story that matches their curiosity.
Okay, so I want to know, because you just did this recently, and I just think this is super cool. And the funny thing is, I mean, I will admit I am not the most well-traveled outside of the kind of North America and the Caribbean islands and stuff, but you just did something super cool on your last trip to Iceland. So can you tell everybody what you did when you were there?
Sure can. So my friend and I, Liz, we snorkeled through the Silfra, which is actually in between two tectonic plates. So we were basically snorkeling in between two continents. It was freezing cold. We had on snowsuits. We had on dry suits. They had given us gloves, boots. Basically, we were covered from head to toe except for our mouths, and everything was elastic banded on us so that water couldn't get in anywhere. And I still was freezing. Every time I would go down, my mouth would freeze, and so I would pop back up. And finally, the instructor said to me, just keep your face down. Eventually, it'll go numb. You'll be good. So that's what I did. And oh my gosh, it was amazing. So we snorkeled through there. And I am so glad I did that experience. It was really, really fantastic.
So, I mean, I think that's one of the things that's really interesting to me, and I think will interest people as this podcast goes on, is that, there's experiences out there that, people on our team, you specifically, have had that people may not have even thought of. And that's the great thing about, working closely with a travel agent or people who know travel and listening to podcasts like this is finding out, I can go touch two continents in in Iceland and swim between tectonic plates. Like, I didn't even imagine in my wildest dreams that that was something you could do. So I think this is just so amazing. Like, travel just offers us so many opportunities to experience things that we haven't even imagined yet. And, really speaking to, someone like you or listening to this podcast or talking to a travel agent. And when you say flipping the script and asking them what speaks to them, like, that's where everyone is going to be able to, like, bring that cool thing to the table that they might not have imagined. And I think that's going to make this podcast really fun, really informative. And we're going to continue to share all these personal experiences about travel in the world of cruising.
Absolutely, Linda. So welcome aboard, everybody. Dreaming about your next vacation starts right here.